So let's take question 5a. From the point P on the ground, the angle of elevation of a flagpole F. So we are looking at from the point P on the ground, the angle of elevation. So we have the eye level here, and then we have the angle of elevation. So we say that's 45 degrees. Okay. Then the question says that there is a flagpole F on top of a tower. So this is the tower, and the tower has the flagpole F on top of it. So the tower is here as T. The question is asking that the tower is 5 meters high. So 5 meters high. Now you have to find. First, the tower is 5 meters high and tan 45 is 1. Illustrate the above information using a simple diagram. That's a simple diagram to illustrate it. Find the distance between the foot of the tower and the point P. So the 5 meters is opposite the 45, and this is adjacent. So you can take tan of the 45 degrees as 5 out of x. Tan 45 is 1, so 1 is equal to 5 out of x. So multiply through by x, x goes off, and x is equal to 5 meters. The next question says, how far is the point P from the flagpole? So we are looking at this particular part. You can decide to use Pythagoras theorem, because now you know two sides. So we have the longest side, that is y squared is equal to 5 squared plus the other 5 squared. So y squared is 25 plus 25. Y squared is 50. Y is square root of 50. So y is 5 root 2. Because if you are using Z, you have root 25 times root 2. Where the root 25 is a perfect square, and that gives you 5 root 2. And that ends the solution on the A part of the question. B, Jessica deposited an amount of money at the bank for 2.5 years. So the principal is X. And then we don't know the principal, the time is 2.5 years. Share the simple interest of 60 cedis. So the interest is 60 cedis. So 60 cedis is equal to the principal X times 2.5 years times the rate is 10%. That's 10 out of 100. Right. So you have to find how much you deposited. That's the principal. So I can have 60 2.5x out of 10. So times 10 times 10. So this 10 goes off. I have my 600 to be 2.5x. Divide by 2.5. Divide by 2.5. So x becomes 600 divided by 5 over 2. Because 2.5 is 5 over 2. That's 600 times 2 out of a 5. 5 here 1. 5 here 120. 120 times 2 is 240. This means our principal is 240 Ghana cedis. Remember to leave your answer in 2 decimal places. C, use the distributive property strategy to find the product of this. So with the distributive property, that's 282 and 15. I can expand this to be 200 plus 80 plus 2, and that's times 15. So the distributive, so 200 times 15 plus 80 times 15 plus 2 times 15. 215 is 30, and then our 2 zeros. 815 is 120, and our 1 0. 215 is 30. 3000 times 1002 is 4200. Plus 30 is 4230. Bye bye. Seychelles Maths Online.